I think prayer is precious, so there's something wonderful about stewarding that, taking care of that, but also the prayer rooms are really fun. So have fun and.
I think just pick a spot and do it. It doesn't need to be fancy. You don't need special things to make it work. You just need the people and to pick a spot, and you just got to go for it.
So I say go for it. Make that space for breakthrough in people's lives, that they can break through, that your church can break through, that your community can break through, where you can actually be intentional and make it a priority.
People are thinking this is just a space that you can make available as like a prayer room, as a box tick. Then I think you're underestimating the corporate encouragement that this can bring. So to see that this room was started as a place you can make available, but then young adults are realising the heart of the church, that we're prioritising a place, celebrating its use, that we're spending time in God's presence.
I also feel like as a community, we are much more focused on our mission as a church into this wider community. We're on the Bellarine Peninsula. Some of our people are from Geelong or Torquay. I feel like we're much more intentional about understanding ourselves as a sent people. And we did a week of continuous prayer in here, which is amazing. I feel like the level of faith that it built in our community was extraordinary.
In this space, it's perhaps different to a number of the other prayer rooms, but what we love is that the barriers to entry here are really small, so we get all sorts of different people coming and being a part of it. And we also believe that simply because we pray here, it really makes this holy ground for anyone else who walks in. And so for us, all sorts of ministries operate from this space. 24/7 is a very significant part of what we do, but there are also lots of other missions and ministries that operate for here that target people who don't go to church and don't know Jesus. And we really see the benefit of what praying over a space means for all of those other people that walk in the doors here.
We're not just shaped by our relationships, we're shaped by where we are. And so the spaces that we make, physical spaces we make for prayer, are really formational in the way that we pray, in the way that we teach others how to pray, in the way that we communicate what we believe about prayer as a church.
I think this just helps us across the board unify and elevate the place of prayer in our community. If it's only happening in private, then I can't really tell how important prayer is to you or how important prayer is to other people. But seeing this get used, seeing, as I say, the words people write on the wall and the time people spend praying here, I think this just helps us all unified church-wide to know that this is an important part. As has been said, this is the boiler room of church. Things change in the prayer room. So
anyone thinking about to set up a prayer room, go for it, is the main encouragement. Obviously pray about it. It's a prayer room, have some prayer going into it. But equally, it doesn't have to be complex. Like I've shared, this is just a great space to be in, and designating it as a sacred place is really powerful. And I love kind of looking back historically, people have created prayer rooms or monastic cells in so many different places, and it doesn't actually matter what the building's like. It's the people that turn up in it time and again to create that openness towards heaven and what God's doing.
I would say just do it, and it's so worth it, and it's a place you will experience His love in crazy ways and His peace. Just like even walking in the door, you experience His peace. So I would say, do it. Don't hold back. Don't try and make things perfect and try and set everything up and make it look pretty. It's just a time to experience Him.
There's something very, very beautiful about it. So my encouragement to others is pick a room, look at other spaces, other churches that do this, and then start. Just start meeting and start encouraging your church. Because without us praying together, what are we doing? Really, what are we doing? Without us seeking God, what are we doing? We're wasting our time.
Have a go and be open and see what God would do with it. And starting small is a great place.
Pray into it, be earnest in where you're going to go with it, right? But leave it in His hands. He will do it for you, but it's just lay it down in front of Him.
The more you open up and the more you step in, the more you actually see God. It's that moment where almost your faith turns into an action. We see those prayers answered and we see God shift things, but it's only when we ask. And so just open the doors, make it happen. Doesn't necessarily need to structure, just have a space.